This is the Jaunty Mantis, a podcast of creative questions for curious gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Jesse.
I'm one of your hosts, Maddie.
I am also a host. I am Chris, last name.
And tonight we are bringing it back with a blast from the past, our very first guest, and for a very long time only guest, because he did such a great job, Rich Ranallo of Signal Interruption. Say hi, Rich.
Hey, what's up?
Rich, what are you doing with us tonight?
Well, I am running a play test-ish of a scenario that I'm working on for Mothership.
Oh, I've heard of that
Um,
game.
have you?
It's a horror
Um,
game made by Texans, right?
are they? I have no idea where they're actually. Maybe they're. That sounds about right. Okay, it has kind of a Texas vibe to it.
You die
Um,
screaming. Yeah, it's Texas all over.
yeah, everyone kind of feels like they work on an oil rig, you know. Um, Yeah, so this is like I said, it's unpublished. It's not actually submitted yet, so who knows what might happen. But I think you guys are the second group to play it. Um,
Sweet.
but yeah, nope.
Well, I look forward to kicking the tires.
Uh-huh. Um, yeah, so yeah, I guess we can jump right in. We kind of start with three um nondescript, let's say, working class um, space truckers and whatnot. Um, you signed on for a contract gig, like you have signed on to many contract gigs in your life. There wasn't a whole lot about who the employer was, what the job was, anything like that. But you end up you find yourself in a classic kind of the small white tiled, slightly grimy, ozone smelling briefing room that you've been in. You've been in some version of this hundreds of times before in your life, and sitting across a cheap table from you are your classic young suit and old suit from the company. They've got badges on that say "Fly Safe." Um, the uh, the old suit is sort of grumbling and adjusting himself in his chair while the young suit kind of beams out at you and says, "Great, great! I'm so glad that you're all here. Well, yeah, please do take a seat." He gestures to four plastic chairs, one of which is hopelessly broken and you're pretty sure won't hold your weight. But he says, "Yeah, yeah, make yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable. Uh, my name's Steven Squain. This is my associate here, and we're really glad that you took the job. We're just gonna jump right into it and tell you kind of where you're going to be going today. Um, now, I don't know if any of you have ever heard the legend of the Ceres. That's Ceres. He clicks a little thing in his hand, and it pops up just an image, a sort of very retro futuristic looking logo of the series. In case you aren't familiar with your sort of esoteric space travel lore, the series was technically Earth's first extrasolar colony ship. It launched 300 years ago, long before we had invented, comforts like artificial gravity, hyperspace travel, any of that stuff. It was just a whole bunch of people decided that it was time to go. They picked out a Goldilocks planet, got frozen in cryostasis, which was a pretty new technology at the time, and took off. And that was the last anyone ever saw of them until now. Thanks to some of our new, new proprietary sensor technology. It's been a little side project. Some of the guys down in the company like to do. We've been on the lookout for strange and mysterious space objects. And he clicks it again, and there is the grainiest image you have ever seen of like some sort of little lump, against just a flat black expanse of space. Um, this doesn't look like much here, but this right here, that is the series. We have found it. Unfortunately, it is no longer on course to the planet that it was supposed to go to. Um, space travel was still kind of a new thing back then, and we're not sure exactly what happened, but they're they're in some trouble, and the company, we want to help them out. So what we need is a few intrepid souls like yourselves to go and make first contact with anyone who might still be alive on it. Hopefully, they all still survive. The cryogenics should have preserved them all this time, 300 years. Um, and you are going to have to break the news to them that, well, they're not quite going where they thought they were going, and actually, the planet they were trying to go to didn't really turn out as great as we might have hoped. So, they probably don't want to go there either. But the company's willing to offer them a generous resettlement package, um, which is going to be loaded onto your Data 6. Yep.
Um, what if everybody's dead?
Well, then we're just gonna have to stop the ship and I don't know, we'll turn it into a museum or something.
I was just wondering if, like legal had a thing for salvage situations or
He kind of like he's the young suit gets like really red in the face. And he's like, well, I mean, you know, law of space is law of space, and salvage is, salvage and pretty permissible. So yeah, I guess, you'd be going there as representatives of the company, and therefore the company would be the one that would hold the salvage rights. But we are hoping that that is not the case. We
No.
are we are desperately hoping that we'll be able to really help out the thousand or so people who are still frozen in the cryo hold. There is. Mhm.
Uh, what if they don't want to be resettled? And are we allowed to use the violence?
Whoa.
Mm, I mean, that shouldn't be necessary. If they turn down your offer, they are on track to go to, so yeah, they were trying to go to, uh, and he pops up a little star chart. They were trying to go here to Greer's star. That was surveyed as a Earth gravity, nice, temperate planet, not quite as geologically stable as we would have hoped. The company, we eventually found out. But where they are going instead is here, a star labeled CRFX-12. That is a brown dwarf star. It is too dim to support human life. And if they happen to get too close to, I mean, supposing that they don't crash into it, um, if they did try to colonize anything there, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't go too well for the people aboard. We're hoping that they're reasonable enough to understand
So
the
either
position.
way, we're sending them to a better place, right?
Absolutely.
If you think
Anything
about
would
it.
be a better place than where they're
Okay.
going.
What's the bonus criteria? What's considered we get the payout and what's the thresholds? What's the amount we're
Well,
talking?
you'll be paid standard rate, but you are going to get a quite a hefty bonus because of what I'm about to tell you. And I trust you are going to be happy about this bonus. The one problem that we are running into here is the series has had quite a lot of time to build up its own velocity, and it is currently traveling at, what is it? 10. He looks at the old suit and is zero point 0.1 C. Yes, that's right. It's going at 10% of the speed of light. Now, we don't really have anything that goes that fast now that we don't really need it for hyperspace. And it would be normally pretty hard to get you up to that speed, but company has just the trick. He clicks over. He has it's a diagram, a computer rendering of a really sleek looking ship that just kind of looks like a cylindrical kind of bottle, right? And he says, this might not look like much, but it is the V8000 Interceptor. The Interceptor is equipped with six, although we'll only be needing three, state-of-the-art solid agar crash pods. Now, what these do is for a very short period of time, they're able to encase your entire body in a life-sustaining crystalline matrix. You'll be completely solidified in there, and that means you are going to be protected on all sides, but still perfectly alive from the approximately 300 Gs of force that you will experience, that the ship will experience. You'll be completely out. You won't even know what's happening. When you are launched, he clicks again at this image of an impossibly large military dreadnought with a really long tube running along the bottom. You'll be launched from this railgun. Um, Now, without the pods, that would liquefy now, any sort of biological organism. But you will be perfectly safe and sound. It'll accelerate you very, very quickly to just about the speed that the series is going, so we can just scoot you right along parallel trajectory. Yes.
And so this has been through QA and user acceptance?
It has been tested on a variety of organisms. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, I don't know what most of those things are, but I think you said 8,000 credits for the bonus. Did I hear that right?
Uh, it's actually 16.
I could
You were testing a very
That's
experimental
at
piece of
least twice as good. Let's
it.
go.
I could buy
You'll
my kid a working set of lungs for that.
and the company will even provide you a discount for refurbished models. Um, yeah, we can if you just want to sign the slides tablet over, if you just want to sign the paperwork here, that'll have it also has details about the resettlement offer, your compensation package, also, standard union contracts for hazard and all the other incidents. Any other questions before you
I'd
sign?
sign eagerly
All right.
without reading a dang thing.
I'm like
Well,
waiting for the pin.
well, you are exactly what we're looking for here. Uh, and with that, you guys are filling out your sort of skill profile, and we can jump into figuring out who actually you are.
Not
Um,
only can I buy my kiddo a set of working lungs, I can send her a hyper message. I can afford it to tell her she's getting a new set of lungs.
I just learned we can buy new lungs. I'm not going to quit smoking after all.
that's right. Okay. So I think now is a good time for us to talk about who you guys actually are. You can sort of, yeah. So we're gonna now get into who they would have actually contracted for this mission. Um, so if you want to pop up we'll just do standard starting characters. Yeah, the young suit says, all right. Well, if everything's ready to go, we'll get you strapped in and ready to meet history. Um, and from there, you guys are very quickly shuffled off to you're very quickly shuffled off to a ship. I mean, there's actually like a couple days before you get fully moving on this, but you know, cut to you are aboard this little. Now you saw the rendering and you were not prepared for the fact that this thing looks like just a big barnacle, um, and you are stuck inside of it. It's sort of hexagonal in profile, and it's got these pods that they look like Darth Vader's kind of meditation chamber. Um, and they each have this like big hinged thing that sort of closes shut around you. On the just on the outside of it, there's a little case with a yellow cross indicating a stim pack. Um, and you are advised that you are going to need those. The the technician who's kind of strapping you in says like, it's basically like coming out of cryo sleep. And then he sort of nervously looks over at Galen and says, yeah, so you, I guess, don't really do cryo sleep, but you are going to need to do this because, so you might not be used to this. We'll find out.
I am always eager for a new experience.
Um, so yeah, you guys you pack all of your stuff into a little like foot locker and you're in this like sort of very thin like jumpsuit type thing. Um, and you get in and then the the jaws close down around you and the light inside this interceptor sort of goes dim and it narrows and then the next thing you know is you start feeling like a liquid pooling at your feet. It's warm, it's about body temperature, and it's slowly moving up. And then a red light blinks on this sort of nozzle that's in front of you. Um, and a voice says, "Bite down, bite down,
I'm
bite
gonna tell
down."
me thrice.
You bite down on it, and then something that is about the same temperature and consistency of the liquid that's at your feet starts just pouring into your mouth. Um, it's going down your throat. And then you feel it hit your larynx, um, and start to kind of push past into your trachea, which is not a feeling that human beings are evolutionarily accustomed to. And then as it's doing that, you can feel the stuff that's at your feet start to just harden and your feet kind of lock in place. And then slowly up your ankles and calves are just freezing solid. Um, and as this fluid kind of starts replacing everything in your body, you have to suppress a little bit of panic. So let's make a fear save.
Ooh.
I think
And
you do
how do
that
we
through
make a fear
rolls.
save?
Rolls on the app. There's a button for it.
You
All
can actually
right.
click on your character
Oh,
sheet,
your
and
character
I
sheet. Yeah,
think if you then uh
I think just
to
clicking on your fear save will do it.
Clicking all over mine. I'm not saying nothing.
I cannot click on my fear save.
All right,
Said
I'm
if you
gonna.
oh
pay for it.
sorry, the left tab roll
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
and then
There's a
Roll
big save
save.
save
section.
and then
There it is.
fear. Would anybody
Roll.
be in close proximity to me?
Yes, they would.
So roll with disadvantage.
What the hell?
Oh, I just rolled. I didn't know I had disadvantage. Should I do another
Well,
one?
you roll it again, and if either of
Okay.
them fails.
I got a 71.
Oof.
No,
I got
77. Critical failure because high is bad.
I
I
rolled
initially succeeded, but then because of Jesse, I got a failure of an 82.
not because of Jesse, but because of Galen, Fessenden model, ideal citizen.
Yeah, sure you are.
So the stress from your failures is automatically added. Um, okay, well, so here we go. Let's kick this off. Dick Darlington
Yes.
fails. So you've gained all that's really going to happen here is you gain stress and you are like basically what happens with you is like you feel this liquid kind of just like filling you up like the old Pepto-Bismol commercial and then solidifying
Mhm.
and your heart just like pounding out of your chest is the last thing you remember before you go black. Um uh
Yikes.
Galen Fessenden model. It turns out your model is uniquely adjusted to the rigors of this particular technology. I mean, you do breathe in order to cool your internal apparatus and stuff like that, but it turns out you actually find it, it's actually like weirdly comforting.
It's actually like really similar to the Sentience Awakening chamber, but in reverse.
Like
Oh,
being put right back in the package they opened you out of.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So when you wake up, you are going to have advantage for 10 minutes or for 1d10 minutes, let's say. And then we have Kalumami. Um, Something must have happened to you in your past. Working on the job, you were involved in a depressurization incident. Um, you got better physically, and it was never really a problem after that or anything like that. But like, you never really have been in a situation where all of a sudden you couldn't breathe since then, and now you suddenly are. Um, so you basically like as this is happening to you, you're caught like thrashing around, and you're not you don't break anything or anything like that. You do kind of like spit up some of the goo that's that was forcing its way in. Um, and then once you like take your mouth off of that thing and like all of a sudden you feel like you're moving your head, but your throat, your neck can't move. So you're kind of like you're feeling this on the inside. Um, the voice saying bite down, bite down gets more and more intense. And you finally sort of clear yourself to the point where you can do it, and then you black out. Um, and the next thing um, you can hear faintly um, this dinging klaxon coming alive as you slowly drift back into consciousness. Um, the pods open up and just spill the goo out, and it sort of like starts floating around in globules on the inside of this pod. And you're just like you've Cal and Dick have both thrown up in space before. It's not something that you're unfamiliar with. Um, Galen hasn't, but it's an interesting new sensation. Um, so you're doing that. You are really, really bleary. Um, Coming out of this is basically like coming out of cryosleep, is kind of how you feel. You're super groggy. You are going to be at disadvantage on all rolls for I think it's 1d10 hours, unless you take the stim pack that is encased in the
Oh
pod
yeah, I'm already tearing into
ahead
that
of you.
thing immediately.
Oh
Free
Yeah,
yeah.
you
stim
are just
pack.
like um so yeah, the stim pack, you pop it out, it's just like a big EpiPen you kind of jab into yourself wherever you want,
These
and
usually
it
cost money, you guys.
Usually
um
have to pay extra for this.
What a refreshing experience. Galen is carefully unpackaging the thing, folding
yeah.
the scrap, picking up the thing, and then just like sticking it into his carotid artery. Like,
I don't know. I'm finally having some concerns about this mission. When are they going to shoot us out of that ship thing?
I believe it has already happened.
Yeah, at this point you see a light blinking that says like approaching, 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 and then you
I
feel
feel like I
ka-chunk,
remember that.
docking. Um and the airlock of the ship, which is just one whole end of it. It's like one of those like airport people movers, right? That it blinks red three times to indicate that it's secured, and then it pops up a steady red light with the word hailing over it. Hailing, hailing, hailing. So the stim packs, it cures cryosickness. It reduces your stress by one, down to your minimum. So that does let Cal get rid of the one
Oof,
that you already
I
gained.
feel better already.
It restores 1d10 health, so we'll just write off that like whatever damage you did to yourself while thrashing around is kind of dealt with. And you have advantage to all rolls for 1d10 real world minutes. So I am going to just roll a d10 here. So yeah, okay. For two real world minutes, you guys are amped up. Um,
I would normally be alarmed by the hailing message because there could be many things that go wrong with trying to communicate with this antiquated starship.
Mhm.
However, I have faith that the company did the proper research to learn the computer codes necessary for a handshake to be established.
Sounds right. Sounds easy, man. I
Also, I'll note if you take more than one stim pack in a 24-hour period, you roll a d10. And if it's less than the number of stim packs you've had, you make a death save.
worth it though. Worth it every time.
Um,
Ride
you
the
wait
lightning.
you wait a somewhat uncomfortably long time for this hail to be responded, and just when you're thinking, is this really gonna happen? The light blinks green and your airlock goes opens up, and it opens up into a dark, a dark, like sort of hexagonal chamber with like dim, sort of reddish light in it. And I'm gonna drag you guys onto the map. I don't have a mini for your ship, but the interceptor is docked here in the dock. Um, which, if you can see, it's at the top of this sort of like long rectangle.
So, Rich,
Um,
quick question
yes.
about this. Did you make this map?
Yeah, I drew it in the
That's slick.
it's a really yeah, it's really cool. I do like it. Um, I'm wondering if I can show you the series, the actual. Well, anyway, we won't worry about that. Yeah. So the doors, the airlock opens and it opens onto this hexagonal chamber on the other side. It's dim. It's cold. Although you're already kind of cold. You were cold from the liquid in the pods, and you are more cold now that your veins are constricting because you're full of amphetamines. Um, and your eyes, but it is like way brighter in here. So your eyes take a second to adjust, except perhaps Galen's. Um, and you can make out just like the shape of a person, and you are in zero gravity, right? You can make out the shape of a person sort of floating in the back, and a voice echoing off the metal, and it says, "We weren't expecting visitors, but you are welcome to the series. May I come closer and make introductions on your ship?"
Hey, sure. We're just glad you're not all dead, right? Right, guys?
Yeah, yeah,
It's good
bonus.
news.
It fills me with a great sense of satisfaction.
He says, no, no, we've been traveling for quite some time, but there are still over 1,000 souls on this ship. And he pushes off the back wall and he floats toward you. And as he gets closer and enters the pool of light, you can see he is an extremely old looking man. Like thin, kind of haggard. He has a long mustache that's floating in zero gravity, and then two sort of braids hanging down like this. They're kind of floating well, not hanging, they're floating back. Just long white hair. Um, he's wearing what looks like just sort of an archaic like ship overall, but he has perfunctory little epaulets on it and a bat and a patch on it that says Captain. Captain Shrek, actually, yeah. Um, but like it's undone down to like here, so it's he's in kind of an informal, sloppy state, and he just sort of glides into your ship, and the the sort of goop like hits him. You can see it sort of repels off of the fabric, and he says, like I said, visitors are the last thing we expected, but I suppose after this long, expecting the unexpected is something I should be doing. I'm the captain of the series, and you are welcome. What brings you to my ship?
Thank you, Captain. I am Galen.
Pleasure to meet you, Galen. Technology has advanced a long way, hasn't it?
Indeed.
Fresh out of cryo sleep, I see, huh? What'd you say your name was, young bud?
I didn't. He gestures to the pack. He says, "I'm the captain here."
Oh, well,
Look
nice
at
to meet you,
me.
the captain. I'm Dick
Well, they
Darlington.
What's that
Dick
say? Captain Shrek? Is that right?
Shrek.
Am I reading that
Yes.
right?
Um, he says, well, we can discuss what brings you here as I take you aboard. I do assume that you intended to board my ship.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't do it by accident, I'll tell you that. I'm Cal Umami at your service. And I hold up my tool bag like, everything working good on this old thing?
Almost everything is in as good of shape as it was when we left, yes.
Oh,
And to
love
answer
to
your
hear
question,
that. I just dropped the toolbox, let it
it
float on.
floats. Just to answer the question, I'm not fresh out of cryo sleep. Officers on this ship are scheduled for a 2-year rotation of duty,
Oh,
um, during which we periodically awaken some of the passengers to avoid the deleterious effects of long-term cryo sleep. We've been
and
at it for quite some time.
Oh man, we got some good news for you.
And also some bad news.
All upsides.
So the captain leads you. He opens a sort of hatch on the other side of this dock, and there's a very very long tubeway with ladder handholds, like 3 of them spaced equidistantly around it. Um, and it's of course all zero G. He does not use the handholds. He just sort of like floats dead down the middle of the uh of the passage with his sort of the tunic of his uh captain's jumpsuit flowing behind him. And you just hear his voice say like um he says, "Follow me. Show you I will show you to the commissary and introduce you to my first officer."
Thank you,
fantastic.
Captain. It is a pleasure to board your ship.
Gonna push myself to float down the hallway and try to do spinnies as I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You're
follow as
you're a
well.
you're a, you're a consummate professional. You've done this many times before. So yeah, he leads you down this long tube into the spinning circular hub of the habitat ring. Um, when you're in here, you can kind of see there's just 2 ladder ways that go very, very far from your perspective away. But there are warning signs around it, like just red stickers that say warning gravity. Um, he says, be careful not to drift too close to the hatches. If you don't catch yourself, it will be quite a fall. And he goes down one of them.
All right.
I'm finding an error on my map, but we'll ignore that. He got
The
on.
serv
Hmm?
I'm sorry, the survey probes did not have a clear resolution of the Ceres. Do you use a toroid rotation to establish gravity?
We have 2 habitable rings with artificial gravity. The greenhouse also has its own gravity, although it's not as strong.
I have always been impressed by the ingenuity of primitive man.
The primitives have proven themselves very capable in many ways, yes. I suppose from your perspective, I must be quite primitive.
Is this shocking to you to be visited by people from the future?
It is quite surprising, yes.
You seem to be holding it together pretty well. If I just was continuing on my merry way and saw 3 devils such as us show up from the future, I'd be freaking out. Why
Well,
are
you
Oh,
you?
have
Dick, I'm not a devil. I'm an android. It's a common misconception.
you have to understand after the amount of time that we've been out here, almost any diversion is a welcome one.
Oh,
I will introduce you to my first officer. She'll make introductions and answer your questions about the ship. I will prepare quarters for you in case you need to stay for some time.
hmm.
Um, So yeah, he leads you down one of these tubes with the ladders that say warning gravity. And you can feel the gravity getting stronger and stronger as you get to the bottom. And when you hit the bottom of it, there's a consistent 1G pulling you, outward. And from your perspective, you just see this hallway. Again, everything in here is still kind of dimly lit. Um, and you see it basically arcing ahead of you and behind you in this sort of spherical pattern. Um, and but like it drops you right at a junction with two doors on either side, to your left and your right. One is marked galley, and one actually these don't even have open doors; they're just open bays. One of them you look in, and it is a pretty well equipped gym, um, just a bunch of exercise equipment. And on the other side is the galley, which has kind of a fairly old style looking, like actually kind of fancy, like elliptical dining room table. It looks like it could seat about eight. Um, and sitting at it when you get there, but then standing up really quickly, is a very old woman, dressed similarly to the captain, um, wearing a patch that says Commander Murray. Um, Hers, however, is buttoned very up all the way. Her hair is pulled back into a very tight bun. She stands. She's kind of beaming, and she says, "I thought I was hearing things when I saw the when your ship docked, but here you are, visitors from the present.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
Greetings.
been 300 years."
Yeah.
Yep.
Quite some time. Fascinating. Well, if you're hungry, we do have some rations here. We were very well equipped when we left, and there hasn't been a lot of eating happening here. Um,
Hey,
so
you got any stim packs?
we do in the medical bay if you need them, for sure.
Yeah, maybe in a little bit. Maybe just feeling a little peaked after that convergence we did.
Well, we'll be able to take you there. The captain sort of turns to her and says, "I am going to prepare the quarters for our visitors, if you would, and entertain them and answer any questions they might have about our journey." Um, and then he turns and then he says, "Yeah, no, that's yeah." He turns and he goes back up the ladder and sort of climbs up. And she says, "Yes, would you like anything to eat?"
No, thanks. I'd rather get down to business if you don't
No, hell
mind.
yeah, what you got?
Business. Yes. What business brings you here?
Well, we're here to resettle you.
Resettle
Oh
us.
yeah. Planet's bad. Found a better planet.
Better
Yeah.
planet.
Are you
Company
aware that
sent
your
us.
course has changed?
I'm sorry?
Your course has changed. You are no longer heading to the world originally targeted. In addition, in the intervening years, survey data has indicated that you would not have survived there, but now you are on course for a brown dwarf.
That's that's shocking to hear. I was unaware that we had drifted off course at all. Do you have data I could look at?
I assure you, the company's radio telemetry is quite advanced. Do we have data that we could share?
Yeah,
Like,
you've
it's
got
like a
the you've
data
got I
pad?
mean there's the whole the company sent you with all the package and everything like that.
Show him your
Um
Here.
package, Galen.
she
Haha! Humor! This is what makes us comrades.
as you hand it over, she puts her hands on the tablet, and then just sort of like she looks down at the tablet and then just sort of looks at you very intently, and she says, "Fascinating technology you must have. I'm eager to learn everything I can about it." Galen, you said.
Indeed, I am Galen,
Pleasure to meet you,
a
Galen.
Fessended model android.
I hope you find yourself very welcome aboard my ship. And then she takes the tablet and you see her sort of like leaf through it and she says, "Oh, this is shocking indeed. The captain and I will have to review it in detail. And then she sets it down where she was sitting. Um, but yes, if I can get you anything to eat.
Um, a question about your technology. It hasn't reported that you've been off course.
Um, I'm not aware of that. No, as far as I can tell, we're perfectly on course.
Okay. Hmm.
But
I would
I
be
assure you, we'll review it.
I would be happy to examine your computer systems to see if there is a fault.
Oh yes, computers. Yes, I will. I need to. She pulls out her own little tablet. Um, and she reaches inside her tunic and pulls out on a paracord a a black plastic cylinder like this, and she waves it over her over her little handheld device. She punches a few things in. She says, I do want to get you rudimentary access to the computers. So if you would just each of you do a thumbprint here, it'll let you access all the basic functions that you'll need as a guest.
All
Then we
right.
can eat, right?
Boop. Yeah, it blinks green for each one of you, and it says access granted. And she says, yeah, like I said, it's just basic functions. Um, do you have any questions about our trip? Anything that I can help you with
How many
before
of
the
you are
captain
still
returns?
alive?
We left with 1,000 colonists in cryosleep, 10,000 embryos cryogenically preserved. Uh, GM note, you were not informed about the embryos. Um, uh, and that includes myself, the captain, the original architect of the ship, Henri Broussard, and the crew. There's a small crew that has been in cryosleep the entire time. Um, in case we need assistance that needs more people than that. We of course have nowhere near the life support capacity to have any large number of those people awake at any given time. But it wasn't expected that anyone would want to. Um, Everyone gets woken up for periodic shifts of approximately 2 weeks. At any given time, we might have four guests awake at one time. They have to build their bodies back up before they go back into cryosleep.
When was the last time this happened?
The last time we woke someone, it's so hard to remember. The time does blur together. It was, I think we woke them up about a month ago in Earth time. Three of them, a family.
If I may inquire, the captain said you serve a 2 year wake sleep cycle or 2 year awakened duty rotation. If I
Mhm.
may ask, how many have you served on your ship's long and lonely journey through the stars?
This is me doing math in my head.
Mhm.
She says four shifts, I believe. Like I say, time tends to blur together a bit. But there are multiple captains aboard who captains and first off and commanders who cycle in and out.
So, out of character question,
Mhm.
um, how old does she look if she's been awake eight
She
years?
looks like she is in her 80s.
So she
They
was
they
like,
both they both look extremely old.
so she's telling the truth. She was 72 when she left on this.
And,
She
yeah,
is
like
to the age
biologically,
well.
yeah.
Does this commander have a name emblazoned upon their uniform somewhere?
Murray, yes,
Murray, that's
Commander
right.
Murray.
Hmm.
Um, well, if you don't have any other questions, I can get to reviewing this.
Well, we'd like to. Well, we're sent here on a mission.
Mhm.
Uh,
Let them review the thing. We eat. They look
Okay.
at it, and then we get our bonuses, right? I mean, there's nothing to
I
it.
just want to get paid, man. All right.
That's all I'm saying. Let
There'll
them
be
look
plenty
at
of
it.
time for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well,
And they got stim packs, my brother. Come on.
oh, okay.
I will note, also, there were six cryopods, each of which, or six crash pods, each of which was equipped with one stim pack. And you have used three of them in total. So just remember
Hmm.
that.
About to use 3 more.
After a time, the captain returns, sort of comes down that ladder. He says, the guest chambers um, are ready. I can take you to them, but again, I do want to say thank you very much for coming to visit us. The commander sort of cuts in and she says, they've informed us that we're drifting dangerously off course toward an uninhabitable planet. These people are here to save us from that. And he looks at her and then he looks back at you and he sort of smiles. He says, well, we'll review the data and we will see um, what you've
Uh,
provided. I trust you have survey information there.
Indeed,
Yeah.
the company's radio telemetry is quite advanced.
Um, he says, well, I will lead you to quarters that you can stay in for as long as you like. And then he walks out of the galley down this long hallway, a full quarter turn around the ring, and then there's two actual doors with like thumbprint scanners. Um, they're emblazoned green right now because they're unlocked. Um, he stops and he opens one of the doors for you. Inside, it's like a nice hotel room, basically. Well appointed, but not like, super duper fancy. He says the other two are 180 degrees around the ring. When you enter, you can attune them to yourself. I trust the commander gave you computer access.
from a thumb.
Very good. Well, he says, I have other matters to attend to, so I will bid you adieu for the moment.
How,
He,
how long do you think it'll take you to review that data?
well, we've got nothing else to do.
I mean, but we do, though.
Hey, yeah, we got a big old bonus for paying us, but we're basically heroes. I mean, the stuff they shoved down our throats, man, it was wild. Would not recommend.
Says shoving down your throats.
Yeah, they had to put some gel or something in us to so we could like catch up to y'all
Yeah,
without
you guys are
dying.
going really fast. Do you
Yeah, really
guys
fast, man. We don't do
have
that
any
anymore.
idea?
It's
Have
like
any
really
idea how
speed of
fast you're
light.
unnecessary.
going?
1/10 speed of light, yes.
Yes, to reach you, we had to be put into a special proprietary technology that allowed our bodies to not disintegrate under the crushing force of acceleration.
Well, we reach the speed over a much longer period of time.
Yeah, we don't want to
I've
rush
been
him, but
told.
you ought to read that stuff. Just just as
We'll
soon as you can.
I mean, we do
Please.
want to rush you, but
we'll take a look. For now, I'll bid you adieu. He looks at Cal. He says, Cal, pleasure to meet you.
Oh,
We
likewise,
will
Captain
be
Shrek.
we will be seeing you soon. And as his intense eyes lock with yours, um, the light isn't quite shifting, but it feels like maybe a glimmer, like a ship, like something in the lighting has changed, and you are pretty sure that you see his eyes almost glowing, but turning red, like starting
Mm.
like a dark. His eyes are very, very dark to begin with, but you see them like at first like a maroon and just sort of like brighten to this like piercing red as it uh 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 digs into your mind almost. And I am going to ask you to make a fear save. Yes, make a fear save.
All right.
And remember that Teamsters can choose to have advantage on one save per session.
Nah, we're gonna raw dog this save. 96. At
Okay.
first, I think he's like into me, and I'm honored. I mean, the way his uniform's kind of undone, like Silver Fox, right? But then like there's something wrong. What the hell? What?
Um,
What in the hell?
yeah, so his eyes just sort of lock with yours, and you can just like you even when you like you can't look away for like a couple seconds. Um, and he shakes your hand, a very, very firm handshake. And then he says, "We'll be seeing more of you later." And then he turns and he says, "Galen Fessenden,
Fessenden, correct.
pleasure to meet you as well." Shakes, reaches out, shakes your hand. I will say a strong handshake. You're not used to humans with this kind of grip strength. And then he
Mm.
says, "Dick Darlington,
Yes.
pleasure to meet you as well. We'll be seeing you soon."
Oh, okay.
I will say, for the time being, until we meet again, you have free reign to the ship. You can make yourself at home here for as long as you need. I just ask that you do not enter any locked areas of the ship. They'll be duly noted. Some things are locked because they can be dangerous for those who haven't trained here. Um, the terminals in your rooms will have access to a map of the ship as well.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Captain.
I'll be seeing you.
You are
Get
most gracious in your hospitality. I'm sorry, Dick. I spoke over you.
Oh, that's quite all right. It's a failing of your kind, but as a machine, but you know, get looking at that data.
We will review your offer and come to a decision soon.
All right, bye, have fun.
And he just goes back the way he came.
Hey, Dick, you brought your guns, right? Did
Did I bring my guns?
did you see what the eyes on that guy? What he did?
No,
You guys
I
did not see anything
Did you
besides.
you
feel that
mean
grip strength?
he's clearly into you. I think we should use that,
I
you
mean,
know?
I hope so, but I swear I saw his guy eyes go like red and evil. You know what I mean?
He
Like just like
was,
some sci-fi, if you can imagine, some kind
it's
of
like an old
crazy.
spacer's tale of space vampires. His grip was surprisingly firm for a gentleman
So
of his
that was
advanced
really,
years.
really wrong, guys. I don't like it.
I
Okay.
don't think so. I think it went very swimmingly. I would have expected anyone awake for such a long time to have been stark raving mad at this point, but they seemed entirely cogent.
How
You
long have they
didn't
been
see his
awake?
eyes glow.
I did not see his eyes glow, and I cannot calculate, although I did find it slightly suspicious that the Commander Murray claimed to have only done 4 duty shifts, which would have been 8 years of time passing for her physical body, which would indicate that she probably left for the stars at some time around the age of 72, which seems highly improbable.
Galen, you're a walking encyclopedia. Does that add up?
It's hard to say what the crewing requirements of this vanity project launched 300 years ago were.
All right. Well, let me put my thumb into the console. She starts jamming her thumb into the console as Dick Darlington starts looking for crew records to check vitals, age, when they signed on, all that stuff.
The You're inside one of the passenger quarters.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, the you have like some basic information about the trip. Officers, um, you do have yeah, you what you have in here is just information about who the current captain and first officer of the ship are, and it just says Captain Shrek, Commander Murray. There's not any other information about them.
Hmm.
Um, and you have like basic stuff about sort of the history and the vision of this mission. To put it in sort of modern terms, like um, at the time that the series left, Earth was going through was really going through it. Let's say there was a sort of populist uprisings and revolutions all over the planet, and some of the richest people on Earth felt like they needed to protect their stuff, so they launched it into space. All under the
Gosh, wonder what that's like.
Hmm. All under the vision of um, the great engineer and architect Henri Broussard.
Any information further about the architect?
There's an extensive biography. He grew up in France. Uh, Pretty standard for the time, like tech libertarian, visionary, and futurist.
Hmm.
Um, he'd been banging on about space travel for a really long time, and within a couple years of cryogenics kind of proving out as a science, he started funding this project in secret and recruiting paying colonists. Um, Everyone involved was very paranoid and concerned that like they wouldn't be allowed to leave, basically. So they built this in orbit, shuttled everyone up there, froze them, stuck them in the cryogenics hold, and launched away from Earth, slowly accelerating to the speed that they're moving at now.
And he recorded the official records of the embryos.
They there there are they're like passing mentions of the fact that like for affordability's sake, people who wanted a better life for their futures and or for a better future for their children and their genetic lines could, instead of paying the rather hefty fee to be an actual passenger, could send fertilized embryos in their place, so that future generations could live a brighter future on a rational new planet far away from Earth.
That
Mm-hmm.
sentiment touches my heart as a parent myself.
You're a parent?
My
It's
child.
I
just as
thought there was a
programming,
joke.
man. It's supposed to make them relatable or something.
How does an android have children?
I purchased one.
Maybe I'm
Okay.
totally up the wrong creek without a paddle on that then.
So
I
the
thought that's
iron
just
lungs are
something you
literal?
said.
In the chat, there is a photo of Henri Broussard. This is the profile photo from the marketing material for the series.
Hmm.
Smug.
So yeah, what do you guys feel like doing?
I feel like maybe we all stick together just in case the strangely strong old man with the glowing eyes decides to make a nighttime visit. I mean, he just kept saying he'd see us soon.
He said he'd see you soon.
You didn't think that was ominous at all?
Perhaps modes of address in the past were different than they are in our time period. But
Listen, I know
it
it'd be a
is
little
advisable.
cramped, but I would just feel real good if y'all would just stay the night with me.
Whose room is this?
So
I'm
whoever
Do
over
I
by the
have any
door
weapons?
with my
Yeah, I
plasma
mean
cutter laser weapon.
you presumably brought all the equipment that you have on your character sheet, which includes a machine gun and battle dress. So
Okay.
I'm,
Well,
I'm attempting to lightly weld the door shut, not all the way, but just a little bit around the lock.
Wait,
okay.
whoa,
before you do that,
Oh,
we
Cal.
should, I think, stick together, but perhaps explore a little and see what we can find in the accessible areas of the ship. I would hate to violate their hospitality without just cause.
Does
well, yeah, as long
anybody
as we all
else
stick
think it's
together, I
weird
guess.
that they don't seem to be concerned with the fact that three people from the future have showed up, told them they're off course, and they should slow down, and they just want to read stuff? That reading's boring, right?
True.
I've always found it to be an enjoyable pastime myself.
Well, you don't count.
Did they make you a nerd or did you choose that like in your setup phase?
I Did not make many choices about my personality. I only strive each day to do the best I can with what my
Oh,
coding gives me.
brother, that's all the any of us can do, really. Think about it.
In fact, that is why I am a parent.
Which I'm still struggling to wrap my head around, but that's okay.
He
I
brought a kid, man.
this is
That
this is
is,
probably a bad time to mention I have a irrational distrust of androids, but
Oh, I take no offense. I am quite used to it. But I assure you,
yeah.
if any sinister coding has been placed within my subcortex, I have no memory of it.
Yeah, no, Galen
right.
knows it's nothing personal. I mean, it's just all the stories on the news media and the entertainment media of androids going berserk or malfunctioning, you know. It's he would never do that, but I mean, it's natural that we'd be distrustful, right?
I was informed that those errors have been corrected from my line.
Yeah. Ooh.
You see what I mean?
How many guns did you bring, Dick?
All of them.
Oh yeah, okay.
Um, I've also put just a visual image of the ship itself in the chat. At the top is and you would have seen you've seen pictures of this as well. At the very top is this like geodesic sphere, the observatory. Um, you are in the habitat ring, which is just down from there. Um, the cryogenics hold is between you and the operations wing, and then below that is there's a cargo hold as well as the greenhouse, which is advertised as a lush paradise. Much like the parks and primeval wilderness that we're leaving behind on Earth, it provides the oxygen as well as recycles a lot of the nutrients and water that's necessary to sustain life during the trip.
I
And
would
there's
suggest we look at the observatory and see what we can see. Will you come with me, my
Yeah,
colleagues?
of course. Instead of welding ourselves in this room, I think we should poke around and see
That's
what's what.
as long as we're sticking together, I'm okay with that, man. You are you sure you didn't see his eyes glowing? You're just messing with me now?
I think he's really into you. Old guy like that,
I'll pray
stuck
that's
in
true.
space. You got needs. You got needs, I
I know
guess.
that's right. Hmm.
You know. Uh,
I think he like needs my blood or something, and not in the fun way.
actually Chris, make a sanity save.
Ooh, that's gonna be a failure.
Did you make the roll in the app or in the You
I
don't need
went
to make
to
it on the app. I
roll.
just if you just rolled
No.
the dice, I'm gonna. Oh no, the stress is already there. Okay, I
Mhm.
heard dice rolling, and I wasn't sure if that was.
Yeah, it plays it, I think.
Oh, it does. Oh, awesome. Um, that thing that you just said,
Hmm.
you can't actually say it. You try to. It's like the words sort of stick in your throat. Your throat just kind of tightens up when you.
I think that gel. We need to
Oh,
what's
to
find
the
wrong,
some
Cal?
stim
observatory.
packs.
Cal, what's wrong?
I think he wants, I don't know, stim packs though. He said there were some stim packs, and there's some we're lousy with stim packs. I would feel much better if I had one on me right now. Then
All
maybe I
right.
could tell you that I think he wants one.
He wants your what? I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the observatory. I get
Yeah.
it.
Um, so yeah, another quarter turn around this passage, you pass by another junction, much like the one that brought you in here. This one has two doors on either side, or two archways on either side. One marked library, and one marked med bay. And the med bay does have like this big sort of medical chair contraption with all sorts of reticulated arms above it. and a big computer console. Um,
Is there a green thumbprint by the med bay?
yes, all the computer consoles are activated by thumbprint.
I think let's take a detour to the med bay. That computer terminal looks promising and could probably answer some of our questions and suspicions about the captain and the commander.
I don't want to be presumptuous, but you're probably good with computers, right, Galen?
I am.
All right. Okay.
I feel seen.
Well, everything in here is computer, so feel free to just check whatever you want.
Put my thumb on the thumbprint scanner by the med bay.
You scroll through, there's a menu that has like an option for medical records. It's grayed out with a little icon that says insufficient access. You're looking through like just in your interfacing with these computers, like they are quite old and you could without really too much effort and just given plenty of time, probably just cut through the security like Swiss cheese. It's 300-year-old cybersecurity. It would take some time, or some luck,
Mm.
or some skill.
I think they'll likely be coming back before I have time to do this, and so I think I'm going to try and rush it and depend on my skill.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to try hacking the machine, um, the way this is going to work, hacking the series. Um, as long as you have computers, you can escalate. There are 4 levels of security. They're escalating. The symbols I use for them are club, diamond, heart, and spade. You are at club access. You would need diamond access to get to the medical records. You could get that without any roll in 2d10 hours, half that with a success, or instantaneously with a critical success.
Okay.
So you can make that presumably an intellect roll unless you felt like making something else. And
I
you
have both
add
computers and hacking.
and you get to add your hacking to it. So
Okay.
when you're making the roll, yeah, it's like you select the skill or select intellect, the skill, and it should take all that into account.
Okay. Stat check, intellect, computers, and it's only letting me pick one.
You can pick, yeah, I would pick hacking because it's a higher bonus.
Okay. Cool. Friends, this may take a while.
You can also like come back to it if you needed to, but
Okay. I will begin accessing their medical records.
All right.
Um, okay, so you're pressing on this thing, and um, you're interfacing with the machine, um, and you are hitting. You're going into like directories that seem like the security is wide open, but then like as soon as you go into them, the directory seems to pull itself away and no longer exist. And it seems like the file system is changing as you are going through it. And the whole time you have your thumb on this, thing. And like androids can feel frustration and you are there. The other two of you can see that like there's a crack forming in the glass of the thumb scanner as Galen's thumb just presses harder and harder down on it slowly. While you could come back to this, you are locked in right now. You don't want to let this go.
I will not be defeated by this inferior machine.
What are the other two of you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to see how many stim packs I can fit in my vac suit cargo pockets and my tool pouch.
Hmm.
Let's say you were able to acquire pretty easily 5 stim packs.
That ought to keep me straight for a few days.
It it might. I will say the first time I ran this, the only character fatality was a stim pack overdose.
That's what I'm angling for.
Yeah, so yeah, Galen is locked in here on this computer mission. Do the other two of you want to continue to the observatory, or you're getting like fucked android vibes off of Galen right now?
Well, I think Galen's having a moment. So I'm going to go check the observatory.
Well,
Okay.
you got the
Uh,
gun, so I'm staying with you.
All right.
that's a wise
And
decision. And
sorry, I just wanted to mention, as this is a horror game, I am PvP curious. So
It's an option.
yeah,
There's
like
something weird with his eyes too, man. Those android eyes. No
yeah,
soul, you know?
I'm not going to initiate, but if one of you guys feels it makes sense in your character's narrative to be super wigged out by the android, I ain't going to
I
be mad
mean,
about it.
that's kind of her default state for Dick Darlington.
Well, there's super wigged out and like super wigged out to pointing a machine gun at it and like making it stop function. So like, there's
Well,
tiers.
I mean, I
I'm
want out of
open to
character.
that, not looking for it, but like no problem if that's where you want to go.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So,
whistling the Golden Girls theme, heading towards the observatory.
yes, you climb up the ladder shaft and you feel yourself getting lighter and lighter and lighter until you're back in that hub um floating in space. And like you can see the rings, the spokes of the wheel around you, like from your perspective, they're slowly accelerating because you come up and like they're starting to move faster than you. But off to your right is a big hatch labeled observatory, little thumbprint scanner. You're able to press on that. It opens up into a vast, completely black sphere with a ladder way leading from the hatch that you're in up to the center, the dead center of the sphere, and you can see a blinking control terminal up there.
Shouldn't the lights be on in this place, Cal?
They said they were growing plants in here. I think so.
Huh.
I'm gonna look around for any sort of lighting or electrical equipment that might be actuated or repaired.
Um, Nothing from where you're at seems out of place.
Hmm.
Um, and just I wasn't sure if GM note, just in case I wasn't sure if that was an in character or out of character thing. This is the observatory and not the greenhouse.
Oh,
Okay.
thought they were one and the same. Oh yeah, the greenhouse is way down there. I guess they just watch stars from up here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this observatory essentially, according to the way that the ship is supposed to go, this observatory should be pointing backward from where the ship is
Mm.
going. So you're moving downward from your perception right now, because the ship would have accelerated and then spun, and then its
For the
thruster is
second half
pointed
of
in
the
the
journey.
direction of travel for when it slows. The thruster isn't
Mm.
active, but it's pointed where it needs to slow down. Um, but yeah, just there's a actually, well, I would say there's probably like a little bit some slight instructions here that just say, to activate the control panel at the top to clear the JDA so I can see the universe.
Hmm.
I'll press that button.
What?
It's
Okay,
going to be like a show or something, right?
so it's a again, you're in zero G here, right? So it's a climb. You just have to like pull yourself up by this ladder way to a small, not quite a platform, but a place where multiple people, it seems like a ring that you could all kind of hold hands on. Um, and there's yeah, the same little green thumb pad. You press your thumb to it, and all of a sudden, past you, starting from the dead center, you can see the the um the individual panes of opaque glass going from black to transparent as in sort of a rippling wave down like this. And what you see on the other side is this vast field of dark, deep blood red stars, which is extremely disorienting. Make a sanity save.
Uh-oh. Critical failure.
Just a regular failure for
Oh
me.
shit. Oh, I forgot about okay, sorry. We're gonna dial something back real quick, but yeah. Critical fail. Okay, so you both fail. So yeah, you guys are just like, what the like, why is the universe blood red? Um, and Cal is just like, you're kind of like white knuckling onto this thing. But you sort of like you're like something in your brain is like dialing back to when you were undergoing like space travel training. Um, and you remember like kind of like Einsteinian physics and things like that, and then you're like, oh yeah, no, wait, we're going really, really fast. We're moving away from these stars. It's going to make them look red. Like the light is it's a red
The
shift. The
red
the stars
shift,
below us
yeah.
are going to be blue shifted. They're going to be blue and they're going to be bright. And you look down and you still see blackness. And the sort of equator of this sphere, the stars right past there are basically white, but then the transparency never went farther than halfway
Hmm.
down the sphere.
Does it look like
And
it could?
it looks like
Or
it not only looks like it could, it looks like it is supposed to. Like
hmm.
you can see individual panes that like it's kind of a jagged line, like it's not really meant to stop like that. It is supposed to go, and you can see there's little like diagrams of what this is supposed to look like, and it shows you what everything is supposed to be like. This is curious, which you are thinking about as Dick Darlington makes a panic check. That is what I forgot to do. So go on over to roll and
All right.
other.
Panic. Oh, panic or other?
Is there a thing that says panic? I don't see the
Yeah.
panic.
I just pressed on panic and I got a 17 success.
17 success. Okay, so you do not panic. If you roll under your current stress, something will
Dick,
happen.
it's just the
But
red shift, man.
With the red shift.
They taught us about that, when you first start going into space and stuff.
Oh man, I didn't pay attention to any of
Yeah, I
that.
just kept clicking through the questions on the test till I got an
No,
A
you
on
got
it.
the red ones and the blue ones. I don't remember where they're supposed
Well,
to
we
be.
should be
The
able to
red
see some
ones.
blue ones.
What?
My instinct is to start troubleshooting this equipment immediately. It's going to be fine, Dick.
okay.
Okay. All right.
I mean, except for
Okay.
the old vampire eye guy. I think he wants
What?
fighting.
Yeah, that word you can't say it.
Ah,
Um yeah, it looks like you could fix it. Do you have the jury rigging skill?
I sure do.
You
And
could
industrial equipment and mechanical repair.
ooh,
Good
you
thing
could
you left
fix
your
it.
lunchbox back in the
You could
bay.
fix it in 1d10 hours or half that with a successful skill check or instantaneously without one.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I'll give it one effort to get it instantaneously. And if that doesn't work, I immediately give up. I've got my basic tools in a little pouch on me. The toolbox is just for like
we can assume that you
serious
have your
shit.
yeah. Um yeah, so you get to work there. And then we cut back to Galen. You're frantically working your way through this file system. Things are disappearing and reappearing. You're everything is not what you expect to be. Let's make the panic roll that we should have made earlier for you.
Okay.
Because every
Panic
time you get a
roll.
critical failure on something, it's a panic check.
Success.
Success with 7. Okay. So you almost like your eyes are almost going into like military mode, right? They flicker red and then they, flick back to green. And just then a little warning pops up that says you have been temporarily locked out of the system. And you turn around and the commander is there.
Hello.
She says, "It seems like you might be having trouble with the computer system, I would have thought that you would have no difficulty with that whatsoever with how advanced your technology is.
I have also come to the same conclusion, and while I do feel feelings, I am very frustrated right now.
She says, "Oh, well, I might have another piece of technology that you're interested in."
I am curious. It is one of my primary mission directives.
And she reaches into a shoulder bag that she has with her, and she pulls out this device, about the size of a 18-inch softball with a bunch of wires and diodes and stuff on it. And then she holds it up to you and she says, "Look what happens when I press this button." And your circuits, your vision matrix starts to get fuzzy. Make a body save. As also the lights in the med bay start to flicker, sort of alarms and buzzes are going off, displays are getting janky.
That's not curious. That's an E, P.
And then shut down. You were going to take some damage. You are going to let me see how I can actually do this. Um, Characters. Galen. Okay. I don't know how to just do damage, so I'm just going to make the roll. That is. Oh, wait. Dice roll. What the? Okay, sorry.
I apply the damage to myself through the take damage
Yeah,
button on my character
I'm
sheet.
just gonna roll it with regular dice. It is no, not that. Although I just rolled a one.
Would this bypass my armor manufacturer's supplied attire? I would assume so.
Yeah, we're gonna say it doesn't really have anything to do um with your armor. 21 damage to your systems. This thing fries you. So you just took
Does it
you had
wrap? Because I put in
so you
21.
take you had 19 19 health, right? So every time you take your health and damage, you take one wound.
Okay.
And every time you take a wound, we roll on an injury chart, which I don't see here, so I'm just going to pull it up. I'm gonna call that we'll call that fire and explosives. Um, so I'm rolling a D10 on this injury chart. I roll a that's a 10, which is a zero, basically. Um, hair burnt gain 1d5 stress.
Hmm.
But this is in addition to you being shut down.
Yeah.
Um, so you can gain 5 stress for when you wake back up. So yeah, basically just everything goes like that to you. Um, Meanwhile, back in the observatory, Cal gets to work. Um, like I said, it will take 1d10 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 hours for you to fix if unless you make this roll. So we'll take 4 hours to fix, but you can make the roll and you get to pick like I think any of those skills, whichever one gives you the highest bonus, so the highest training that you have.
There is a scenario where I crit it and I get it immediately, if I remember
Immediately,
right.
yes.
Okay, yeah, that's the only one I'm really interested in. So let's see.
Yep.
So mechanical repair with my plus 15.
Hmm.
Uh, is there a spot Or I click to roll that, or I just roll
Go to roll over on the left.
dice.
Uh,
Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. So probably intellect and mechanical repair.
yeah, if that's
A failure with a 91.
okay. So
Well, I
that
can
that
fix it,
doesn't.
but I ain't got the parts.
I mean, that doesn't stop you from fixing it. It just means you can't accelerate it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
So
immediately stop. I'm not spending hours
yeah,
on this
but
window
you can
thing.
tell it will take you 4 hours to fix it if you decide to do it. So yeah, you guys do that, and then, but you also start to see some alerts going off in the computer systems, alert in the med bay, and if you go, do you go to the med bay?
What's
Yeah,
that,
Uh,
yeah.
Dick?
You go to the med bay, you find all of the equipment, all of the lighting, all the technology completely off. It's just darkness in there. Um, you find you do not find any sign of Galen. Uh, Jesse, what is Galen's trinket?
Uh, it's a golden rat statue.
You find Galen's golden rat statue um, dropped right by the computer terminal that he was using.
Huh.
And that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh my gosh.
This is awesome.
Very good.
I have I mean I haven't run this game a super large number of times, but I've never seen this many critical failures.
I was gonna say the last group made it, right? Like I don't feel like we're gonna make it.
I
Well,
think
the
it
last
means we're
group made
really
it in a
good at games,
sense.
guys.
Um I like there was one time I ran a different one where there were like three panic checks that all came up one, which is like the ideal thing to get because if you get a one, it's like it's adrenaline surge, you heal 1d5 stress and get advantage for 10 minutes. So these people were like all on the verge of freaking out, and just every single one of them was like, "Fuck you." But yeah, so welcome to the series.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's
Jesse,
amazing.
you wanna take us out?
Yeah, I think we should. Well, I mean, there'll be the part two where we finish this up, and then I think we probably need to do an episode where we talk about what we think about Mothership because I have thoughts and I love it. So this has been the Jaunty Mantis. Rich, if people want to find you online, should they seek you or should they not?
You can seek me if you feel like it. I'm doing a lot less social media now. I got a new phone. I'm like no social media apps on it. So if I want to do it, I have to go into the browser. But probably the best thing for me is Blue Sky. Username is personal Beavis at the bisky.social. I have started nominally a blog at sheer shear dash and dash torsion .com. I only have one post up there right now, and right now it looks like it's down. So um, don't worry about that. There'll be some stuff up there at some point.
That was
And the com
about a Warren Zevon album, right?
Yes, it is. It's a lyric from Transverse City. I am going to be posting a lot about Warren Zevon there. And then the company we publish games under is called Signal Interruption. That's who's going to publish this if presuming everything goes well. We also have Velvet Generation, which obviously we've talked about in
Which is
episodes,
awesome.
and the card game 69, which it's my
Nice.
proudest
Nice.
of creations. Yes.
Well, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this actual play. And until next time, get out there and stare in terror at the red shifted stars pulsing like bleeding orbs in an endless dark sky.